Supporters of Donald Trump have decided to go down a new route in terms of spreading disinformation about their favorite candidate. And this year, according to a brand new report from the BBC, Trump supporters are using artificial intelligence to create fake images showing Donald Trump hanging out and having a blast with black voters. The BBC did a deep dive on this, and they were able to track down the creators of at least one of these images that was shared to more than 1 million people on Facebook. Happens to be a man by the name of Mark Kay, who has a conservative radio show here in the state of Florida. And he shared an image that showed Donald Trump, with his arms around all these black voters. Everybody's smiling big, having a great time, but there were a couple telltale signs, of course, that this was a fake image that, again, he shared to his more than 1 million followers on Facebook. Because, obviously, everybody was a little too shiny and crisp looking, giving, the illusion that, obviously, these aren't real people. But most importantly, kind of one of the telltale signs of AI images is that people didn't have the correct number of fingers. Nevertheless, the image, along with an article talking about Donald Trump, courting black voters, did get a lot of people in the comments that believed the images were in fact real. And when the BBC confronted Mr. K about sharing this fake image, here's what he had to say. I'm not a photojournalist. I'm not out there taking pictures of what's really happening. I'm a storyteller. I'm not claiming it is accurate. I'm not saying, hey, look, Donald Trump was at this party with all these African-American voters. Look how much they love him. If anybody's voting one way or another because of one photo they see on a Facebook page, that's a problem with that person, not with the post itself. So you're cool with duping people, and if they get duped, then it's like, well, you shouldn't have been duped anyway, right? I mean, that seems to be the implication of your statement. I shared a fake image because I ain't got the time to go out there and take photographs myself. And if people believe that and they vote based on that, then, that's their problem. But then that actually raises another question. Then why do it? If you don't think it's going to have an impact on how people vote, then why are you doing it and sharing it anyway? You can't act like it doesn't matter when you had your team go through, create this fake image for a reason, and you know what that reason was. You don't get to sit there and act like, it's if people believe it, then they're just stupid. No, you did it because you do know that they're stupid. And again, based on the comments, they believed it. So that tells us a lot about your audience, doesn't it, Mr. K? Now, other groups, other individuals, Trump supporters have posted other images out there. The BBC uncovered another very popular one that actually showed Donald Trump on a front porch with a bunch of black voters, because if there's one thing we know about Donald Trump, it's that he definitely loves hanging out with average, everyday people on their front porches. There's, as far as I know, literally not a single photograph in existence of Donald Trump hanging out with anybody of any race on their front porch. That's not who he is. That's not what he does. But nevertheless, this is just a tiny example of the role that artificial intelligence could play in this year's elections. People believe this stuff. A lot of it, for the most part, is believable when they can get the number of fingers correct on a human being. But images like this can be created to depict damn near anything you could imagine. Some of the worst, most horrible things you could concoct in your brain, AI can create an image of it that can quickly go viral before anyone has the chance to dispute it. And based on what we've seen from our dumbed-down electorate here in the United States, most people, even if it's later debunked, are probably going to believe it no matter what.